Hello, YouTubers. Hello, subscribers. Kisses to all of you. I hope that you're having a lovely Friday evening. I am. Me a little bit just got refreshed, and now hopefully it's time for her to go to bed, but we'll see. Okay. Kisses to all of you. Love you guys so very much. Yes, this is a wig. I am in between hairstyles. Okay. And so when I'm in between, I have to go to my wig closet. So that's where we are today. So it is me. Some of you are like, who is that? I'm still your girl. Okay. We do have company. As you can hear, she's such a sweetheart. She says, Mommy, princess. I said, oh, you are so sweet. She's 3 years old and calling her mommy princess. And there's something they were trying to tell me, there's something wrong with your daughter's development. I said, well, whatever it is, we'll deal with it. I said, but for what I noticed, she's just fine. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I was 3 years old, I wasn't saying my ABCs. I wasn't saying my ABCs until I was like in the first grade. And they considered me stupid. Anyway, moving on. Kisses to you guys. I'm sorry about earlier. I feel like I went on a rant for no reason. And I think what sent me on a rant was Tyler Perry. It wasn't Meghan's spotting. I don't care. She does that all the time. I'm used to it. There's nothing new about this new event other than she's hinting around that she's got some new stuff coming out that we were waiting on. And it sounds like whatever it is, we're going to feel something. She says she wants us to feel. But before I get to her feelings, I want to go back to Tyler Perry because he struck a nerve. He brought up some things in me that I had trying to bury. I'm trying to bury that rant side of me. I don't like that. So my first reaction to Tyler Perry's information was the way I reacted. And my thing is that he's still talking about how Meghan and Harry were the damsel in distress. And how, there's two stories. There's so many different stories. But according to Tyler Perry's story, is that the royal family was being mean and didn't want them to leave the royal family. So they were going to withhold security on purpose. That's what he told us on the docuseries. And then once again, recently, he wanted to let us know how he came to their rescue because the bad royals wouldn't help them out. It's a repeat of the same story. So to me, Meghan is in Hollywood not letting up on this lie fest to the point where Tyler Perry's running around believing her. You actually do believe all this stuff that Meghan is saying, and I guess it's okay with you for her to just do it? What is that? Is that a pimple? No, some glitter. No, I guess it's just okay. It's okay. And I don't know why. Does she get a pass? Tyler Perry, this is because she is black? And okay, so well, let's just let her have it. You know, some of you may understand what I'm saying and some of you won't. But here's the thing. Not one person told me that I was jealous, that how dare I treat a sister like that. I said, Meghan is not my sister. No, because do unto others as you would do that you want done to you. Tyler Perry, what you want your family running around. Check this out. He's a billionaire. And he's got his family on the Oprah show talking crazy about him, how he won't help them, how he's keeping all the money to himself. You know, just coming out with different stories after story after story about Tyler Perry. The stories are coming. It just hasn't touched him yet. And then they get on TV and do what Meghan and Harry do over and over and over and over again. And then he joins in. Yeah, I had to rescue them from the bad royals over there that were trying to keep her captive. They were trying to lock Meghan up in the castle so she couldn't go anywhere. But then when they did let her out, they took from her. How can they take something that she never had for them to take in the beginning in the first place? I don't remember. I don't remember Meghan coming from anyone. I don't remember Meghan being blood royal. Now all of a sudden they taking security from her and taking money from her and then, trying to make her stay. No, this is what they told her, Tyler Perry. If you leave, Meghan, we can't cover your security bill because we're not the ones that pay it. And so I guess Tyler Perry wanted Daddy to pay for Meghan and Harry for free out of his pocket for the rest of his life. Nope. No. I guess Tyler Perry took over that job for a moment. It's funny how he came to the rescue. Is you still coming to the rescue, Tyler Perry? Are you still trying to build up Meghan? This hair, this is probably why I don't like it. It's, trying to build up their reputation on the side and still constantly talk about how the bad royals cut them off and you had to get your plane to come swoop and save Meghan and how you met her. People think I met Meghan through Oprah. You knew of her through Oprah. How you got in contact with her may have been a different subject, but the subject is that you knew her from Oprah. You guys are best friends. No, he went on the docuseries and tells us how, and then he disses her father too. Thank you, Sue, for reminding us how Tyler Perry talks about her father and compares her father to some situations that he was having as a kid. And that is totally different. And you can't compare your hangups with hers, Tyler Perry. You probably went through a whole big to-do. Meghan didn't go through anything. She just decided to cut her father off just because he said something he didn't even say nothing. He looked at the paparazzi. My father's dead to me, and Harry's lost his too. And Tyler Perry was okay with that because of some stuff that he was dealing with in his own family. But this is what I don't understand. Either he believes her, which is blowing my mind, or he just doesn't care. Because, or he's not listening to it. And don't, listen, you can block things out and miss it like he is. Maybe he's blocking out the talk about us talking about her and he doesn't want to hear about it because he thinks it's trash. But in reality, it's true. It's the truth. It's the receipts behind your girl's lies. And if you really wanted to know more about her, you should dig a little deeper instead of thrusting her down our throats. Because I feel like that's what they do when they come out and start praising Meghan and patting her on the back like she's some real goddess or princess or she's larger than life. Kind of that stupid stuff. Larger than life. That's that stupid stuff. And then he tells us that. And I'm looking at him sideways now. Like Tyler Perry, what is it? What is it about Meghan that just constantly allows you to absorb her lies and act like it's not real? Oh, okay. But there's the kicker. He act like he doesn't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tyler Perry, how do you think the Queen felt when Meghan was on the Oprah show? Or do you care? He might not even care because he didn't sound like he did when he was on the docuseries. He was only concerned about Meghan and Harry. The reason for this conversation, the reason for the season, the reason for her. Tyler Perry, would you be talking to Meghan if she knew if she didn't know Harry? Would you know her name? Would you know who she was? Did you know who she was before you met Harry? Before he didn't know nothing about no suits. He didn't know nothing about Meghan. He didn't have her number. What I was finna say before I go off into something else and leave Tyler Perry alone is that how is it okay for her to continue this vitriol, a constant attack on a family that constantly is quiet, that don't say anything, that is silence? They are quiet. They don't say, they're not leaking anything. Your girl's leaking it. They're not saying anything. She's saying it. She's got a book coming out. Did you know? Or is that just oblivious to you too? Like, I don't care. Well, this is what he would say. I'm going to respond to what he would say if we were doing an interview. He would tell me, he says, that's a book that someone else is writing that has nothing to do with Meghan and Harry. If he wants to write a book about the royal family, that has nothing to do with Harry and Meghan because they're not writing the book. So how can you blame them? Oh, okay. So if you don't know the backstory, then I would have to take you day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. Tell you how he's a friend of theirs. Tell you he did Finding Freedom and she wrote that. Lied in court and said that she didn't write it, but she did and had to admit it. She lied, Tyler Perry. That's one. And then they're friends. And then he's talking about things only these two would know. But, you know, who cares? Moving on. Now, Meghan aide has embarrassed her royally. I'm going to play 2 videos. I'm going to play Meghan's, I want to play her speech because I want to talk about it. I want to dissect it. I want us to talk about it. I want to know what your thoughts is. And I also want to say this before I go. Like one of my subscribers said, and on another video I did, Tyler Perry swooping down, saving your wife from your family doesn't make you look like part of the hero stage. It makes you look weak and nasty that another man had to come in and swoop to take care of your woman as if you didn't have the means and the necessary needs to take care of her. That's what it looked like to me when he was talking about freedom. I said, look at him on Tyler Perry's plane talking about freedom. It was just like, whoa. It was disgusting. Meghan drug him over here. And now he's stuck and being made a fool out. He will constantly have bad press. He will constantly be made fun of. I don't care where she goes, what she does. She's going to be laughed at. She's going to be considered a joke. And WME is pushing hard. This is them working hard. Let's see what happens. She's going to have to do several of these events for people to even care. No one cares that she's on the red carpet. And that outfit, oh my God. That to me, that was one of the worst outfits she has ever worn. It looked like it it wasn't flattering at all. It wasn't. I didn't like the bottom of it. That's what I hated the most. Was those slits. It just closed it. I just thought she could have did a lot better for her moment. This was her red carpet moment. This was her moment. This is as close to her getting to the Grammys and getting an award as possible. This is as close as she gonna get. She ain't done nothing. The reporter, the interviewer that was interviewing Meghan was basically saying the same thing. Look, Suits is old. That thing is dead in the water. And just because they're replaying it and watching it, so what? Woo. Is it because Meghan's on there? No, I don't. To my understanding, there was nothing else to watch. And people were just watching it. I don't know. I've never watched it and I don't have a need to. That's why I say you got to be careful when you're not trying to support her, but then you are supporting her. I know I'm taking it everywhere. Hold on just a second. But this is the fun part. Meghan was talking to her like she was Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep, I hope I'm saying her name correctly. Or she was somebody like, oh God, who is the actor that just has a big body of work? Meryl Streep. I can't say her name, so I'm gonna have to think of somebody else. It was a Winona Ryder. Let's give it to one. I love her. So anyway, her. She started out when she was like 8 years old. She played in this one movie, and I hope I'm saying the name right. Professional. That movie is a classic. You gotta watch it. Anyway, she's got a body of work. She's played in so many movies, and movie after movie after movie. Meghan's only been on a cable show, as Suits. But she was answering these questions and talking to this reporter like she was this big Hollywood Scarlet and had all this body of work that she was going to do. And she's coming out with something new that it's a surprise. And the only thing they could talk about is Suits. And she pumped it up. We got to listen to it because I want to deep dive it and talk about this while you listen to her, okay? And then we're going to do one last video and then we're going to move on. She works fast. Yesterday we were talking about something totally different. The week before, something totally different. And for me to know what I was talking about, I will have to go back and look at my videos, the titles, and be like, oh my God, we have passed that already. She's moving and she's moving fast. We just got through talking about the birthday, King Charles's birthday, and how they leaked to the press how they were talking to King Charles on his birthday because they wanted everybody to know that they're reconciling. All at the same time, Obi Scobie writing a book. And Sue predicts that Harry's going to attack his brother. He's going to attack everyone. And to me, I don't even know if it's jealousy, but it just sounds like more whining to me. Because even when he talks about how William didn't give him the details to his grandmother's, what was going on with his grandmother, it wasn't William's place to give him detailed information. It wasn't William's place to hold his hand. He left. Harry left the royal fold. Harry got up and said, I'm done. So when he left, he disattached himself to what was going on a daily basis. And so when they gave him word about what was going on with his grandmother, it was his job to get there and not to make excuses and blame everybody else as to why he didn't make it at a certain hour. Because they were being mean to me. William wasn't even talking to me. So, and your point? Why would William talk to you? If he talked to you, I would be shocked after you talked about his penis. Oh, yeah. That's like me talking about my sister's JJ. I'm not talking about it. I just mentioned. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That's why sometimes, okay, didn't mean to do that. I got nervous, sorry. Let me bring it back, because I don't even know what I was saying. Basically, Meghan and Harry continues to whine and blame their family for things that happen that they are out to look bad in. Harry should have told Meghan, listen, you are not able to attend at this time. I'm going to go say goodbye to my grandmother and I will send for you later. That is not what he did. Instead, he's got Obi Scobie writing a book to tell us how William left him on the airplane mat. It wasn't William's job to tell you anything other than your grandmother is ill and we don't have much time. And to my understanding, King Charles gave you the note. And so all that wishy-washy about, we didn't know what lane to be in and what area to go to. Like he ain't never been home. Like he don't know where to go. Like when his father told him what was happening, it was his job to get there. But he started with his shenanigans. And instead of that continuing, because Meghan doesn't want people to know that they were arguing. Harry and Meghan were arguing, trying to figure out what they were going to do and tell their spokesperson to put out about how Meghan wasn't going to be on that plane. Because they made it very clear she is not going to be by the Queen's side. Can you imagine? I can't. I can't imagine. And I'm glad someone in the royal family knew best to not have her by the Queen's side at the end, holding her hand, lying, talking about she's going to miss her and love her. And she's going to continue. She's going to continue to support the Commonwealth all the way over here. Then that tear she shed, to me, was a mockery. Left eye go. Crying out of one eye. Do I have? Okay. Crying out of one eye. One eye. That fakery, thinking she's at work, thinking she's on set. Thinking she's at Suits. She still do. She thinks her life is Suits. I do think that she thinks she's Rachel on that show. Okay, let's move on. I can talk. I can. Since I already have this video up, we'll do it first and then we'll do Meghan at the end. But this is them talking about she returns to the red carpet.
Right, shall we speak to former BBC correspondent Michael Cole to get his take on all this? Michael, thank you for joining us on the show. Meghan launching a new career as a Hollywood producer. Are you surprised that she doesn't want to be the actor in all this?
Good afternoon, Emily. Good afternoon.
Okay, so she just asked him, does she want to act? Is she acting or what? What? Let's rewind. I don't know what she said.
Right, shall we speak to former BBC correspondent Michael Cole to get his take on all this? Michael, thank you for joining us on the show. Meghan launching a new career as a Hollywood producer. Are you surprised that
There we go. She's launching her career as a new Hollywood producer. Some of you were trying to tell me that, oh, why don't Tyler Perry give her a job or let her star on one of his movies? No, she's beneath that. His movies wouldn't pay her enough, And what part would she act? Number one, I don't think that he wants her, because if he could have, he should have by now. And he hasn't. Or he asked her and she thought she was too good for his films. Because now she's producing. She's doing what he does. This is funny as hell. She skipped over from D-lister. And you can. But let me give you her resume real quick. When we learned about her, she was this D-list actress on Suits. Okay? And before that, I heard Wendy Williams saying something about she had set up an appointment to come visit her for a job or whatever. I mean, she was making the rounds. And this just came out about them dating. And then Wendy said she canceled her appointment with Wendy, of course, because now she's with Harry. If Meghan wanted to be successful, I'm switching the story, without marrying the prince, she could have just dated him and then broke up with him and then smooched over there with Oprah Winfrey and being able to have her little sit down or whatever. But then she wouldn't be royalty. That would be stupid. She was getting the name, the Duchess of Sussex, because isn't that what the lady, I switched the subject. Okay. Let me try to get back there. Dang it. Producer. No, She doesn't want to, she wants to produce now. She wants to tell other people what to do and how to do it. She didn't went from her resume, okay? She didn't went from the D-lister stuff to marrying a prince, having the most prestigious role ever, becoming the most, what did Tyler Perry call her? Larger than life at that moment. To kill it. She killed it. Mexic killed it. Mexic killed it and everything else killed it. Moving back. She went from being that back down. Now, she wrote a book. She's probably trying to come out with some perfume. Then she wrote a cookbook too. She was going to do the 40 by 40. She did the docuseries. That was supposed to get her a Grammy. And then she did, I don't know. She has nothing to offer us. But this is her resume, okay? And let me get to the producer. So now she's gone. Then she did the elephant because Harry was, begging for a job because they, whatever. So now, full blown just producer. She didn't go to school for it. Let's reel it back. Senator. She wanted to be, it's a factual fact that she wanted Senator Feinstein's spot. And she called Gavin Newsom for it several times. So she went from being a senator to now a producer. And according to her, she wants us to feel good. I wonder, is her producing going to be better than her sitting down talking to Serena and Mariah Carey and the rest of them? She didn't sit down with the other ones. She just faked it. Yeah, she for some reason, I don't think that they were star power enough for her to waste her time to feel like she needed to sit down and talk to them. That's how big she thought that's how arrogant and how big she thought she was. I believe she didn't sit down and talk to those other people because she felt like they wasn't big enough. And she didn't want to waste her time with them. Why else would she not? Why wouldn't you interview these people, but you interviewed all the bigger top people? But when you got to the D-listers like you not like you, they have more integrity. But now she's going to produce. She went from being a senator, to producing movies now. And she was an author too. She's a joke. She looks like a clown. And when they say stuff like she wants to produce and stuff and waste money, in my opinion, because it just makes her look more desperate. Because it takes me back to the Oprah couch, the Oprah show, when she told when Oprah said, people said that you can't, I wish I could play it. She said that people said that you came over here because and I didn't even know this at the time, that you wanted to come over here to be in Hollywood, to brand yourself and to make a name for yourself. That's why you and Harry are over here. What sense does that make? What sense? She lied. Because what is she doing? I know I say this a lot, but I can't help it because it reminds me of the lies, and here are the receipts. She told Oprah, they'll blame anything on Meg. In other words, they never blame it on her Harry. They're always blaming me. Yeah, because you're the one came in here and whipped the dude. And then when you did whip the dude, he over there taking it. Just abuse. The abuse that man is enduring. Wow. I almost feel sorry for Harry. The way he looks at her tells me he doesn't love her. When they were in line, I know I'm switching it. My seasonals, just catch it, okay? When she was at the Navy facility that she supposedly, I ain't gonna say it because people will start thinking it, the naval facility where she was publicity 2 days ago before this new publicity. So Harry was at this one. She walks out in front of him. He's talking to the gentleman. She interrupts the conversation. He gets in line like a good pet. And then he gets in behind her looking like an idiot. And she looks like a bigger idiot because she's in the front. And then next thing you know, you see her taking pictures at the vanity thing. And her assistant is in the way. Oh my God. That's her moment. She messed up her moment. This was her red carpet moment. She's with the A-listers. She wants it to go perfect. And her A has came out and embarrassed her. I keep switching it. Let's go back. So she's in line with Harry. And Harry's looking at the back of her head and looking down at her like, I can't stand you. You watch it. It's the event where they had the facility, the naval facility, that they were the special guests. Meghan had, remember she interrupted the gentleman when he was talking? That moment. Harry was looking at her in that line, and the gentleman was talking, and he did not look at her with loving eyes. He looked at her like, I don't want to be here with you. I can't stand you. I can't believe you've done all this to ruin my life, and you continue to do it. And all I do is keep listening to you. And every time I listen to you, there's another headline of something stupid, Obi Scobie. And then they're leaking. Why do you allow her to allow you to do this stupid stuff? Moving on. Producer. Maybe this is it. Maybe this producing part is it. Okay? Maybe this is it. Who's she going to get? Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie? That's kind of funny because they're not together anymore. But, you know, it just fits. It fits this whole comedy show. Meghan's show is becoming comedic. And earlier I ranted because of Tyler's stupidity comment that he made, because it was stupid. He's still driving that stupid narrative that Meghan is telling him. I ain't gonna go back there. I'm just gonna say this one last thing, is that he keeps drinking the Kool-Aid. Producer.
He doesn't want to be the actor in all this.
Good afternoon, Emily. Good afternoon, Cameron. Yes, well, her loveliness goes on and on, doesn't it? I mean, she said she was thrilled to be back in Hollywood. Did she ever really leave? I mean, she was here.
She was never in there. That's the real comment. Did she ever leave? Was she ever there? She was never in Hollywood. Suits was in Hollywood. Suits went from Canada to Hollywood. She was never in Hollywood, okay? She left to go do the Suits thing. And she was never in Hollywood when she left. She was in California. And he said, did she ever really leave? No. I can agree with him on that when you say, did she ever leave the country? No. No, she left for 15 minutes and swooped back over here and brought her meal ticket with her. Harry the meal ticket. She needs his bones so he can continue the trader. Harry, you are a straight up bona fide 100% all the way all up in it traitor. And you have a tramp. That's my girl Amy, one of my subscribers. Kisses to all my lovely subscribers. I am so grateful. Thank you for pushing my 3,000. I know it's you out there that's getting it. I know it's not me. Let's continue. Let's see what he says. I just wanted to clarify that for him. That it is not. She's not coming back into Hollywood. She's new to Hollywood. She's new to it. And she's acting like she's Oprah And she's acting like she's a Oprah and a Tyler Perry. Yeah, I'm just glad to be here with all the rest of the women. And then she brags about herself. Start talking about how Suits is number one and how I can just binge watch that show. It's a great show. I was on it for 7 years. Who pats themselves on the back? And then she talks about it as if it's a part of her resume. Like she's still stuck in that D-list mind of hers, in a sense to me. Because she used to do that before she married Harry. Talk about how great she is. As if she needed to tell us that her show is wonderful and it's been streaming like that. I had no idea. You did too. Okay, I don't want to deep dive it yet. I want you guys to hear it so we can do it together. So we can call out her shenanigans.
Very briefly as a royal duchess and couldn't wait to get via Canada back to Hollywood.
Surprised that she doesn't want to be the actor in all this.
The actor.
Good afternoon, Emily.
I love it. I love it. She's just the actor in all of this.
Afternoon, Cameron. Yes, well, her loveliness goes on and on, doesn't it? I mean, she said she was thrilled to be back in Hollywood. Did she ever really leave? I mean, she was here very briefly as a royal duchess and couldn't wait to get via Canada back to Hollywood. But of course, this event was put on by the Hollywood Bible.
Well, first of all, she needed to get the Duchess to be able to be in Hollywood. Otherwise, she wouldn't be there. So she probably is glad to be there. Maybe she was there at some point as a visitor, maybe to fly on the wall, but she sure wasn't there as an A-lister. So her coming back there now to pretend like she's some big time producer. Oh, Jesus. I'm a producer now. You can't tell her nothing. Her head is so swole. The stuff that she gets on YouTube doesn't faze her at all. The only thing she's worried about is making sure those A-listers say hi to her and that they like her because that's her family. The celebrities are her family. That's all her and Harry. That's all her and Harry know is celebrities now. They gave up their real families for this new celebrity family. Tyler Perry's the husband. He's the father. He's become father to them all. He's given them their house, his cars, his jets, whatever Meghan needs, whatever she wants. She's larger than life because she's the Duchess of Sussex. Oh, okay. That makes her larger than life, Tyler Perry. But she went over there and got a name from a racist family. That family that you said you didn't want to be around, but you gonna call her the Duchess. How dare you call her Duchess when she's been treated like that?
The newspaper of show business. In fact, it was on a black carpet. I don't know whether that was a sign.
Okay, so I've never heard of a black carpet, so it wasn't a red carpet. It was black, but that sounds dark to me. I don't know who organized that, but anything but black. White, yellow, black. I mean, it just looked, that's just seemed, I wouldn't have wanted that. Read it.
It was just, they thought the carpet would show less from the footprints of the Manola Blahnik shoes going up and down it.
Oh.
And there was a rather odd moment, I don't know when you've got it, where an aide came in and tried to usher her out of the spotlight and then sort of gave up the ghost and withdrew. But I felt that, I don't know whether you got that from the interview, that the smile looked a little bit forced. And of course, she wasn't coming forward with what these great products.
Listen, the smile is always forced and it's overdone and over exaggerated. You know, she's always doing that. Sorry. It's always over exaggerated. But listen, I know if I'm a little agitated with the aide, this is what I saw with the aide. She was loving it. She was enjoying the spotlight. She had got comfortable with that moment and thought it was her own moment. And she forgot who she was working with. Because I would have forgave her. I would have just said, look, just don't do that no more, okay? This is not your night. This was Meghan's night. I'm just telling you. These are very important to her. Like Mommy Dearest, remember Mommy Dearest was like, this night is very important to us. And you have to be perfect. That's Meghan. And so the aide was almost like this little, almost not even an aide, almost like one of the people that worked there was just like almost trying to tell her, look, get off the stage. This is what I told my husband earlier. I said, you don't work for those people at the event. You work for her. And so if she doesn't give you direction, this is my thing. I ain't even going to talk about Meghan because I'm not going to give her that much credit. I can't. It's hard. If it was me, this is what I would have told her. I said, listen, no disrespect, but to be honest with you, I paid for you to take care of me. And they don't give you directions to give to me. Okay? Because they'll jack her up. Like, what if they did that on purpose? What if one of them was like, go get her, get her, just to, because it was jacked. That was her moment to cheese and chicka. And her aide was all up in it. And all I could think about was, oh, she wants to be on camera too. She did. Because she thought it was funny. She was smiling. She didn't take it serious. She didn't. And like, it was weird. That's what she get for having her there. There was no need for an aide to be there. Why is she working? What's she gonna do? Take down some phone numbers for her? Take some flowers? No one's giving you flowers. No one's there giving her flowers like how they give Catherine and William stuff and want to. You don't see their aides. I don't never see their aides hanging around them at an event. Meghan has to feel important and act like she's like one of my subscribers said, the most important woman in the room. I want to start reading some of your posts. I really do. And listen, I have a wonderful, wonderful person that's going to help me with my live sessions. Just hang in there. I don't know when we're going to do it, but we are coordinating together and we're going to get it done. Yep. And we're chit-chatting, we're getting to know how we want to set it up and all that other stuff. But anyway, the aide was out of order. I don't, you let me know what you think. I just feel like, she was telling Meghan what to do at a moment that she probably shouldn't have been. And it was very embarrassing. And I know Meghan was pissed. And if we don't see her anymore, that will probably be why. I would not fire her. I would just tell her, listen, first of all, you don't need to be here. She wouldn't have been. Listen, I wouldn't even be in this situation. I would be over there in the UK. Waiting on my new title from the king.
That's going to be, but she did mention, as you heard,
I want to be with these
community. Well, I don't know whether an aide came in and tried to usher her out of the spotlight and then sort of gave up the ghost and withdrew.
And Meghan was like, move, I'm finna take these pictures. That to me would have been a hint. If I was the aide, I would have been like, okay, she didn't told me to move. And she didn't told me to move. And I'm still in the way.
I felt,
it's a sight to see.
I don't know whether you got that from the interview, that the smile looked a little bit forced. And of course, she wasn't coming forward with what these great products are going to be. But she did mention, as you heard, a sense of community. Well, I don't know whether that extends to a sense of duty and loyalty and patriotism and family, but that's how she described it.
Michael, she talked about how her projects will not just make people feel good, but make people feel something, as if it's Meghan Markle and her production team's duty.
She's going to make us feel something. All we've been feeling is disappointment since you stepped on the scene. Disappointment. You're going to change that into something what? She didn't say how it would feel. But I've never heard anyone describe their next project as us feeling something from it. Oh, so Tom Cruise gonna get up there. Well, I hope you feel something from this next thing that I do. Feel. Oh, okay. What, emotionally? Is it gonna make me cry? Is it gonna make me laugh? Is it gonna make me think that you crazy?
Perhaps that's where the duty comes in. She wants to make us all feel.
Well, it's all very California, isn't it?
Wants
To
to make
feel.
us
You're in
feel.
touch with your emotions, between you and your psychiatrist and psychologist and anybody else. It's all about feelings, and she's very much tapping into that. Of course, we don't know what these things are. So far, we've had the six-parter, which Cameron and I sat through in a West End cinema not long ago, grinding our teeth, and we've had his book, Spare, but not a great deal of, quotes, product, because they love to talk about product out there.
Nothing. There's no products. There's nothing going on. I don't see nothing coming out the woodwork. Sorry, I missed it. I hope I didn't miss something important. I'll rewind it and I'm like, oh my God, I missed that whole because I wanted to say something about it. So I'm wrapping it up. I'm seeing something new that I might want to talk about, but.
And no mention, of course, whether she would be starring. And you picked up on that very quickly, Emily. Of course, for a woman over 40 in Hollywood, there's not much of a future usually on the screen.
Gosh, harsh.
I don't agree with it.
You're probably right, Michael.
Appalling. No, I think that's appalling. You have to be Dame Judi Dench to get on the screen if you're over 40.
Yeah, Mel Streep.
Or Dame Helen
You
Mirren.
gotta have a body of
I
work. You
think
gotta
it's
be good.
appalling, but
You
that
can't
is
step on the scene at 80, 40 years old talking about I want to star in this movie unless you're good. Oh, okay. Maybe she is.
usually in Hollywood. So whether she has a future, but as you say, she was a bit of coy about the success or the renewed success, the renaissance of Suits. Could it be anything to do with the fact that she married a royal prince?
Oh, you don't say. No, she sits up there and act like Suits rebooted on its own. Like it was just waiting in the wind to be this big #1 show because of her. She thinks, and I said this, he thinks it too. He thinks that Meghan thinks that she does, all of this is about her. All this is about her. It's about her producing. Why don't she let Harry star in it? Why not? He's not an actor and she's not a producer. It's all the same. This is a joke. Now she's going to produce. She puts on a dress, put on some makeup, and dress herself up. And now she's going to produce. And here's the idiotic piece of it. Netflix is going to let her do it. She couldn't produce the Netflix show. How's she going to produce a whole movie? Okay, here's one better. Spotify fired her because she couldn't figure out no content. She was done. She had nothing else to say. She couldn't interview no one else. I don't know. But now she's going to produce a whole movie that needs a lot of content. Oh, the book. She's going to go by the book, what it says. Oh, okay. I would assume that it would be a lot more to it than just being a producer because you want to produce something. I'm sure you have to have a little bit more talent than that. You got to have an eye for everything, and you got to have the right cast for everything. You got to have makeup, you got to have costume, and you got to also have script, someone that's going to act the part and bring it to life. But let me tell you something about the lake, if that's what she's talking about producing. I'm bored with it. It sounds like a sad, drawn-out drama, and we don't do that at this house. We don't. It's too depressing. It's too sad. And her story isn't mimicking that. I didn't even watch the story of her and Harry because it was fakery. And even if it wasn't, it was just boring. It wasn't like Kate Williams. But my point is, and I forgot it. Let's see what else he's saying. Oh, I think the producing is a little bit more complicated than she thinks, but it's funny how she thinks since she's the Duchess of Sussex, she can be whatever she wants to be. And then she, on her podcast, I will never forget this statement. People think that ambitious is such a bad word. No. The way you use ambition is a bad word because you're using it based on your title. Because you couldn't produce anything without Harry, like this gentleman is saying. You couldn't do anything without Harry. You couldn't get a phone call without Harry. And that's the men that she's been dating all her life. Trevor, wasn't he a producer or a manager? Didn't he get her on Suits? And I don't know what Corey was. He helped her with Tig. He helped her find out, explore the world, find out, oh, this is some fine wine. And how to eat this steak with this wine. No, I think he opened her palate up. No, she's going to use and abuse those men that she's with. And they are there for a purpose. And now that she didn't hit the jackpot, Harry, she's using and abusing it. She's using and abusing. She is giving him a whooping. Do you hear me? How in the hell is Harry going to reconcile with his family? And this Jezebel got his friend writing a book to trash his family yet again. Oh, okay.
With her success, but
Do you know
the fact
what?
that she was invited.
Michael,
Anything to do.
I mean, someone with a bit of a sense of humour and able to laugh at themselves would say. I imagine if I was Meghan Markle and I was asked that question, I'd be like, well, it's probably got something to do with the fact I married a prince, just maybe, just to show a little bit of self-awareness and the ability to laugh at oneself. That's what's endearing, not the sort of vacuous statements about how she wants to make people feel something.
Well, you won't have me disagreeing with that statement. I'm with you 100%. Know thyself, somebody said. Know thyself.
She lets us know that. Harry's excited
very
too.
welcome they were. The crowds in Windsor Great Park were 20 deep cheering.
No, you didn't kick him to the curb. He ain't part of this production. He's in your way. Move aside, Harry. You're messing with my brand. Now I'm finna be a producer. She's doing whatever. Pick. Next month, it'll be something else. Trust me. Next year, she'll be trying something else. So I guess Tyler Perry's going to help her since he's a producer. He's going to give her some advice. This is funny. Now she's a producer. Come on, guys. This is hilarious. She's producing. She didn't went from a royal to a senator to an author to a producer. And now, I guess this is the kicker. She's going to produce a book almost similar to her and Harry's life, about a couple that gets married and the family and they got money. Something stupid. I don't know the story. But similar to their life. Well, that should be easy, should it? No. No. A producer. D-lister, Duchess of Sussex, producer. They're laughing. What's next? A magician?
The media here was overwhelmingly in favour. The breath of fresh air. There they are talking to people on the very few trips. I think that's out in Australia.
That was the passate
Look at
thing.
that. It's all going so
the
well.
Walkabouts,
That's the sort of
roar.
thing she's given up because she had the greatest.
She never had it. She never wanted it. She didn't give up anything. I say that she gave up, but she never wanted it. She wants to be a producer. But she told, sorry about the fan. She told Oprah, no, what sense does that make? Yeah.
Role of her
Trying
life.
to write this
When
stuff
she married
down.
Prince Harry, she became a royal duchess. Think of the good she could have done. Think of the
No, I don't see
people
any
she
good
could have
coming from
reached.
her. That's why people need to stop saying that. No, there's no good
Think
that
of
could have
the
came from her.
awareness
There was never
that
going
she could
to
have
be.
promoted. Think of the thinking.
I don't.
Think
I
of the
can't. It's
feeling.
hard
Think of the
to.
touching. Think of all the things they're talking about in Hollywood through
What's going
Archwell
on?
Productions. They could have done it here
They're
under
still
Windsor
too.
Productions.
Well, look how His Majesty the King spent his birthday. Very much a day of duty, not so much celebrations, but looking out for various different communities in the country, not least thinking about food poverty. So that is real sense of duty, I would argue.
No,
But I
maybe
must
on the
fact check
red
you just
carpet
quickly.
talking
She was
about
actually wearing
producing.
$895 Aquazzura heels.
I did not.
Not the
Oh,
other designer
$1,000
brand that
heels.
you mentioned.
I'm sorry to have been rude to Manolo or used his name in vain. But I'm glad you picked up on that. Actually, that gives you a sense of priorities. We have to get it right. Get the wardrobe right, and then the world
Since
will
it's
be
selling out,
perfect.
Tyler.
Well, there we go. Thank you very much indeed for your time. Always fun. Former BBC.
Okay, hold on, guys.
Power of women. We're so happy to have you here.
Okay, here we go. They lying to her, talking about she's some powerful woman, but let's get into
Because
it.
you are one of our Power of Women honorees. You are one of our alumni. And Meghan Markle is celebrating the power of women. On Thursday, the Duchess of Sussex stepped out for Variety's 2023 Power of Women event and gave a rare red carpet interview where she gushed about being back in the entertainment industry to the outlet.
Oh gosh, I mean, this industry is just so special, and you see how many women use the platform that they have and just channel it for good. And I think it's more we
Okay, so I guess this is an empowerment women program that she's at. I don't know, but it just doesn't sound genuine. Like they're empowering and women just taking their power and doing. What is she talking about? What power? Okay.
support each other. It just amplifies the work, amplifies
I'm trying to
our
think.
community.
What
I'm just
power?
thrilled to be back in it and to be able to sit in this room, be in such good company tonight, and also to focus so much on how it's the crossroads of entertainment meeting philanthropy. So really close to my
There she go with that philanthropy stuff. Where this, what? Where they meet. Who's meeting? Where philanthropy meets.
they have, and just channel it for good. And I think as the more we support each other, it just amplifies the work, amplifies our community.
It amplifies the work. It amplifies our community. What does?
I'm just thrilled to be back in it and to be able to sit in this room, be in such good company tonight.
What does that mean? I've been
They
pausing
have,
it and back
just
and
channel
forth.
it for good. And I think as the more we support each other, it
She's
just
channeling stuff for good. Everything you do is bad.
amplifies the work, amplifies our community. I'm just thrilled to be back in it and to be able to sit in this room, be in such good company tonight, and also to focus so much on how it's the crossroads of entertainment meeting philanthropy.
Entertainment meaning the crossroads of entertainment meaning philanthropy.
So really close to my heart. It's gonna be a fun night.
Something's
During
close
the
to her heart. Okay.
Conversation, she also reacted to the resurgence of success for
This
USA
is what I
show
want you
Suits
guys
has
to hear
had
earlier.
Netflix.
Here we
I'm sure you've
go.
probably noticed that a certain show, Suits,
Here is what I wanted you guys to listen to. Not that other stuff, because I really don't know how to respond to that. But this Suits moment.
has become a phenomenon yet again on Netflix. 45 billion minutes have been watched.
Is that right?
45 billion as of this week. We just found
But sit in this room, be in such good company tonight, and also to focus so much on how it's the crossroads of
I know, I'm gonna get it
entertainment
together.
meeting philanthropy. So really close to my heart. It's gonna be a fun night.
during the candidates for US Licks. I'm sure you've probably noticed that a certain show, Suits, has become a phenomenon yet again on Netflix. 45 billion minutes have been watched.
Is that right?
45 billion as of this week. We just found out 24 minutes ago that is the number.
counting?
But literally, who's counting? What do you think is behind this renewed love for the show? Why has it become such a phenomenon again?
I have no idea. It was great to work on. Such a great cast and crew. We had
Okay. So she plays dumb and act like she didn't know that Suits was doing good. Really? It's doing that great? Wow. That's awesome. And she said, well, we just checked it a few minutes ago. Oh, she knows. And you know how she knows? Because of the next answer, how she answers the question.
Really fun time. I was on it for 7 seasons, so quite a bit, but
Bragging on herself, patting herself on the back. It was a wonderful show. I was on there for 7 seasons. No, there's no humbleness. There's nothing humble about that. There's nothing meek and humble and graceful about. I was on there for 7 years. I was on there for that long. Like, I'm the best. Like, it's doing well because of me. I know it. Let's continue. There's nothing humble about this woman. She couldn't wait till Suits came up because she loves talking about herself, what makes her, whatever she thinks. She loves talking about her philanthropy. It ain't got nothing.
it's hard to find a show you can binge watch that many episodes of these days, so that could...
Then she brags about it and said, oh, my show you can binge watch. It's hard to find shows like mine. It's hard to find a show like Suits. Because it's hard to find a show you can binge watch.
Have something to do with it, but good shows are...
That might have something to do with it because there's no more shows out there to watch. Oh, okay. Sure, I'm dying to see it.
Everlasting.
Meghan also revealed that her husband, Prince Harry...
Okay, I'm done. Listen, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Next week is Thanksgiving. I will be out of pocket. You probably won't see me for a moment. But I'll be, as long as I'm here, we're good. But I'm going to go out of town shortly. So I will be missing in action. So kisses to all of you. I hope that you have a lovely Friday. I hear a little bit. Let me go check on her and see what she's up to. Have a wonderful night. Don't forget to hit like, share, and comment. Let me know what you think about the video. Sorry about the rant earlier. Hopefully this was a little bit more calmer. Like I said, Tyler Perry struck a nerve, and there it went. Kisses. And I also got some feedback about Jada and Will, and I agree with you. I agree that Will does need to take responsibility for what's going on with the slap. Well, that slap is over, but take responsibility for what's being said about him and Jada and all of that. I do believe that. And also, too, I do believe Jada needs to just be quiet. I think she's making things worse. And I don't know, it feels like she, all of a sudden, like, she's the center of attention and she's loving it. I'm getting that vibe from her. She likes these interviews. She likes to sit out and chit chat with these news people. So, P. Diddy line, I just don't believe him. He's talking about how she wants his money or whatever. Give it to her. She earned it. And that's all I have. Kisses. Love you guys. Have a wonderful night. Thank you.